Greetings, my League of Eagles, and welcome to Leaders in Light, Love, and Legacies. It's Tuesday. It's your sacred space where presence meets purpose and where your inner truth is refined into visible leadership. What can I tell you? The theme this month. We're in July. We're celebrating 250 years here in the US of A. But remember, we're global. We go everywhere. I'm Joy Ruffin, and each week we gather to elevate the way you show up in the world through authentic confidence, intentional style, and leadership that leaves a lasting legacy. That is why I've labeled us a League of Eagles. This is more than a conversation. It is an awakening, a refinement, a return to who you truly are. We'll be talking a lot about that. Join me every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern. And now, my Eagles, we are streaming on George Ruffin's radio station, but we're going on all of the different platforms: iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube, my website. Oh, you'll find us everywhere. Now, take a breath, center yourself, because together we're going to enter in and speak to the month of July, because you are framed in freedom. So what are we going to talk about? Well, Eagles don't ask for permission. We're celebrating the authority already within you. My beloved League of Eagles, welcome to this extraordinary month of July, a month that's rich with symbolism, celebration, heritage, leadership, and freedom. We're celebrating Independence Day, the 250th anniversary of the US of A, the United States, Flag Day, and Father's Day. Ooh, we can't forget Father's Day. The honoring of fathers, who are the protectors, the builders, the guides, and leaders, and so are we, my Lady Eagles. Yet among all these celebrations, there's another that deserves recognition, and it is the celebration of you. Far too often we wait for others to acknowledge our value before we recognize it in ourselves. I'm guilty, and I bet some of you are too. We wait for titles, applause, credentials, or approval. Yet the eagle never waits for permission to soar. It understands its nature, it understands its assignment, and it understands its place in the sky. Likewise, each of us carry an authority that is not granted by others. It is discovered within ourselves. The lion may be known as the king of the jungle, yet what truly makes a lion majestic is not domination. It is confidence and pride. It does not need to announce itself every moment it shows up. It simply embodies its nature. Leadership is much the same. True leadership is not loud, it is not forceful, and it's not theatrical. Now, we're not talking about the entertainment industry, the theater. Leadership here, the way that we're presenting it and sharing it with you, it's all about your presence, the authority that becomes effortless within you. The greatest leaders understand these three remarkable qualities: honor, humility, and always a bit of humor. Honor keeps us aligned with our values. Humility keeps us teachable. And humor keeps us human. When these qualities are present, authority becomes effortless. Love that word, effortless. You hear and see it everywhere, but it's meaningful here and now. So this month, I invite you to celebrate yourself. Not from arrogance, but from appreciation. Celebrate your growth. Celebrate your resilience, your contribution, every challenge you survived, and every lesson you transformed into your wisdom. You are not becoming an eagle. You have always been one. I have to say that Freedom, the freedom to become, reclaiming your vitality, strength, and personal truth. We're living during one of the most transformational periods that we have known in modern history. At least we feel that way because it's our time. Every day, people are questioning old beliefs, outdated systems, inherited limitations, and assumptions they once accepted without giving it a second thought. This awakening is asking us a powerful question. What does freedom truly mean to you? The answer will be different for every person listening and tuning in today and those who'll come for the replay. Freedom is deeply personal. For some, it means peace. For others, it means expression. And for others, it means healing, purpose, creativity, independence, or spiritual growth. And it can be a combination of all of those or several combined for each and every individual, because we're talking about individuality here. Freedom cannot be mass produced because authenticity cannot be duplicated. Many people spend years trying to fit into exceptions and expectations created for them by someone else. I'm guilty. Yet genuine freedom begins when we stop asking who others want us to be and start asking, who are we truly at our core, heart and soul connected? The courage to answer that question changes everything all the time for every individual. Vitality is more than physical energy. It is spiritual energy. It is emotional energy. It is the enthusiasm that returns when you begin living in alignment with your truth. Strength is not merely endurance. It is self-awareness. It is knowing your values and refusing to abandon them. How about that moral compass? Another conversation. The awakening taking place around us is inviting every individual to reclaim their personal power. Not power over others, but the power within themselves. The power to choose, the power to create, to evolve, and to become who you are here to be. Your signature of sovereignty. Love that word. When presence becomes your greatest style. One of the greatest misconceptions about style is believing it begins with clothing. It simply does not. Style begins with identity. Before the garment comes to the person, before the image becomes the essence, before the appearance comes the energy. That's why I created signature style. Leadership and signature style combined. It's more than just clothing, and that's what we do one-on-one. The most memorable people in history were remembered because of who they were before they were remembered for what they wore. Oh, it all aligned, but one became before the other. Their presence spoke before their words arrived. Their character introduced them before their titles did. Today's world constantly encourages conformity. We hear phrases such as, everyone is doing it, or this is what everybody wants. Yet sovereignty asks a different question. What resonates with you? What aligns with your values? What reflects your unique nature? Individuality is not rebellion. It is authenticity. It is the freedom to choose what reflects your truth rather than what satisfies public opinion. The future belongs to those of us who are willing to be genuine, real, and true, and to be authentic within ourselves. As leaders, guides, messengers, and wayshowers, whatever title you choose to give yourself, we are being called to live from a deeper place, a place where our image reflects our integrity, a place where our appearance supports our purpose. where our presence becomes a reflection of our highest values. That's true signature style. That is sovereignty at play. You know, we love the word play. You got to have some fun in the whole process. And it is a process. It is a journey. The rise of the divine feminine has never been more than this era and this time that we're in now. It's a new model of power, grace, and leadership. And that's why my divine femininity is so prevalent and in almost any and everything that I bring and present to you. The divine feminine is not a trend. It is not a movement limited by age, culture, profession, ethnic background, color, education, money. It is an awakening of qualities that have always existed within humanity: wisdom, intuition, compassion, creativity, strength, and grace. Now, we're talking about the divine femininity, but remember always, my eagle, that the divine femininity includes the divine masculine, as it does with male and female. Today's woman is redefining leadership. She is no longer shrinking herself to make others comfortable, no longer apologizing for her intelligence, her vision, her ambition, or her strength. She understands that leadership and femininity can coexist beautifully with the male divine masculinity and female divine femininity. A woman can be elegant and powerful, gentle and strong, compassionate and decisive, nurturing and a visionary. These qualities are not contradictions. Some of them are aligned in every divine femininity persona, and some are not. Because remember the differences and the individuality and the freedom of what we're talking about. They complement each other, and together they create a leadership style that is both effective and inspiring. And that's what you want to be: inspiring, impactful, and igniting something in others to find their power and their freedom, their strength. The awakened woman recognizes that language matters. The way we speak about ourselves matters. How society describes a woman matters. Labels that diminish objectivity, or how it objectifies us or reduces women to appearance alone, has no place in the consciousness of a sovereign woman. Because that woman understands her worth. She understands her value. She understands her contributions. And because she understands these things, she becomes an example for others. And remember, with that example to others, she has the honor of herself, the humility of what she's about, with the humor of it all. Not judging, but a heavy sense of discernment, because she is the premier example, bringing others unto her. Not through perfection, but through the authentic self and human being that she is or is becoming. Not through performance, but through presence. This divine femininity is framed in freedom. Remember, you framed in freedom. The legacy of balance, harmony, and unity. Now, those are my mantra, my keywords, my tagline. The legacy of balance, harmony, and unity. Freedom is not simply the absence of restrictions. Oh, this is a biggie. Now tune in and write this down. Freedom, even if you know it, freedom is the presence of responsibility. It is the ability to govern oneself wisely before you reach out and attempt to be a guide, a mentor, a teacher for someone else. It is a willingness to align our actions with our values. It is the courage to choose integrity when compromise would be so much easier. But who wants easy? I think that's where a lot of us have gone, not judging it, but I see, you see, we all see. We talk about comfort and we want comfort, and the casual mode is in. But remember that casual, it's in. It's part of our DNA now. But let's not have it go to sloppy, carelessness, haphazard, messy, shabby, just showing up and slipping it on with no thought when you're going out to meet, greet, and be among others. Because you're being framed in freedom means understanding that character matters, deportment matters, decorum matters, demeanor matters. Remember all of those old-fashioned words? Well, they're still prevalent and they're still meaningful, even in this new era that we're entering. These qualities are not old-fashioned, they are timeless. Certain elements of the old-fashioned back in the day, old school, it's gone. And it's not meant to be back. But the foundational basis of what the moral compass was built on, whether here in the US of A or around the world, it still represents self-respect, dignity, and leadership. And that's timeless. So my Eagles, as we are being called to become examples of what is possible when freedom is joined with wisdom, we are not here merely to consume life. We are here to contribute to it. And whether you believe this, what shall I say, Mother Earth, the universe, the all omnipotent being, whatever he, she, it might be for you, we are here to grow ourselves, uplift ourselves through our building our character, our moral compass, and everything about us, so that we can be, through the words that we use with others, that our action, our style, and our leadership and our love comes through and is showcased in all that we do. Your legacy will never be measured by what you own. It is not all the things that many of us were taught gives you prestige and status. Yes, some of them still matter and they will always be, but they are not what really measures you. It will be measured by what you inspired. It will be measured by how many lives were touched by your courage, your kindness, your grace, your truth, and the example that you lead in your leadership role. And so today, my League of Eagles, I leave you with this reminder. You are not waiting for freedom. You are not seeking freedom. You are freedom expressed through a unique human experience that you stand in, walk in, and lead with. And from that, you are celebrating you. Remember, the balance, the harmony, the grace, and the dignity of you is what comes through. And always remember that you are rooted in grace and always rising in power. Love that. These are mantras and things that I created, and I want to share with you as you come up with yours, because to me, it speaks to so many different aspects of our essence, of our being. So my Eagles, as we close today's episode of Joy's Radio Leaders in Light, Love, and Legacy, remember this: your presence is not something you perform, it is something you embody. When your outer expression aligns with your inner truth, you don't just enter rooms, you shift the energy in them with your honor, humility, and a bit of humor. And remember that any and every and all things about you speak to who you are at your core, the heart and soul connected. We're always talking and going back and forth between balance, harmony, and unity, because they all are aligned together. So if this conversation spoke to you, I invite you to continue the journey with me. Explore more episodes and step deeper into your own leadership presence. And join me again next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern on the Joy Ruffin website. You'll find us. You'll also find us on YouTube and all the other channels that I mentioned to you in the beginning. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube, and my website. And don't forget to subscribe to my Facebook group, Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, Also, to subscribe to my newsletter. And remember the theme this month. This is what I'm leaving you with. It's all about you, framed in freedom. There's so much more to share with you about that, and I look forward to meeting each and every one of you at some point in time. The sooner the better. You can connect with me in so many different ways. So my Eagles, I leave you with this. Stand in your truth, elevate your presence, and own the spotlight with grace. And remember that the best highlight from this conversation is this. You are the love and light that you are here to share with the universe and the community, the group, the club, the clan, however, the tribe, whatever, whoever, whenever, wherever you're building. So until we connect the next time, make it soon. I love good company. I love making new connections. And I bet anything you do as well. Be and stay well, my Eagles. I send you always much love from my heart to yours. Cheers.